Hey everyone, Aaron here again, Fast Forward Race Cars. Welcome back to the channel. Another Saturday morning video for you. Update on the Supernova. So on the last video I mentioned that we were putting the frame rails in the car, and I want to show you what we did. So we got the frame rails in, and we got this 29-10.5 slick on the 12-inch wheel in the car. So I got Charles behind the camera here. Charles, come in here and show him how the tire fits in there. Really, really nice. So as you can see, we made frame rails out of 2x3 tubing, and we only put in a small section of the frame rail. I came in here last Sunday and knocked that out, made the frame rails. I'll show you some pictures of that. I didn't take any video. And then Charles came in and he installed them, and it's turned out really good. So Charles, come over this way so they can get a better look on how it's gonna be. So basically what we did is we cut the frame right here where it's kicked out, and it started to go back that way, and that's where we lost a lot of room for wheel and tire. Now it's straight back, which is going to give us all that room. And then, like I said, we're going to put a regular tub in there and raise the tub up so that tire fits in there pretty good. Yep. Let's go back over here. So the way this is going to work with the sheet metal on the floor, so once we get the tubs in there, and the tub's going to be raised up as high as we can, we will sheet metal this back in, and actually we'll bring it probably around over here, and we'll body work it, and we'll do a little body filler on it. We'll smooth it out so that anyone who has a Nova will know that's not stock, but from a quick glance it's going to look pretty stock other than the tub. We want this thing to look the goal is to look like sleeperish. That's it's far from a sleeper, but I mean it's going to be when you pop the trunk, you're going to see the tubs, but it's still going to be the stock floor, and then that's the look that I want. And remember, we're going to put the back seat in it as well. Another thing that I want to mention too is I've been contemplating what suspension that I'm going to run on the back, and now I'm finally going to tell you which route I'm going to go. But when I bought the car, I got leaf springs with the car, brand new leaf springs and Caltrax, and I was going to go that way, but at the last minute I changed my mind, and I'm going to go ladder bar, old school ladder bar, which anybody knows anything about ladder bars, once you install them correctly, they just work. They just flat out work, and it's going to be good because I'm going to be able to fit the ladder bar under the back seat, which is my whole goal, what I'm trying to do here. We will have to make do a little modification to the floor under the seat for the ladder bars, but it'll be all hidden underneath the seat and you won't even notice it, but it's going to be pretty cool when we do it like that. On the next video, which will either probably be next week or the following week, next week might be the nitrous engine, and we're going to dyno with the nitrous, so that'll probably be next week, so stay tuned for that because you're going to like that. But the following week, I'm going to design my own ladder bar system for this. We're going to make all the brackets, we're going to make the ladder bars, and I'm going to show you how we install it, and I'm going to tell you why we made it the length we did, and the principles behind it. So we're going to do that on the next video of the car, and by that time maybe we'll have the housing built and maybe the ladder bars in it, or maybe just the ladder bars built. But we're working on it when we can. Like I said, I come in on Sundays, and Charles working on it when he can, and Marty's been busy on other projects too. So mainly Charles has been on this is more than all of us, and he's been doing a good job. But let's come around here, Charles. Let's show him the ride height. So that's where the car is going to sit. Pretty tucked up in there. It's going to look good for that size tire. Like I said before, I'm probably going to still run a 28. But I want to be able to fit this 29. We're out there racing and they allow a 29 tire. I want to be able to do that. So it's gonna have a good stance to it. That's about as low as I really want to go with it. I want to get it too low because, like I said, I'm gonna drive it on the street, and if I decided to full exhaust on it, I don't want the exhaust dragging. That's kind of bogus when the exhaust is dragging and driving out on the street. But so we put the dash bar in here. Like I mentioned, this is how I like to do it, and I like my A-pillar bars to come down and intersect here. And so we got that done, and so very soon you're gonna start seeing the roll cage going in the car. Another benefit of putting this in right now is I'm going to be able to drop down the bars that go here. We already got the plates down for this part of the roll cage, and I'm going to be able to shoot my bars out through the firewall for the subframe, which, Charles, why don't you come around and show them? We finally got the Smith Racecraft subframe. This thing turned out really nice. They did a nice job. This is quality piece. We've used this front end on a few different builds, and we really like it. This is going to save us a ton of time here at the shop to do this. If I was to take the stock front end, which we could easily have done, it's just more time, and we're trying to get this thing out so we can race, and our time is limited to work on this. Another thing you can see too, Marty finished the firewall. You know, he welded up all the holes. You know, I showed this to you in one video, but he actually took another step further and welded up all the holes that we didn't need. There was a hole there for speedo cable and some miscellaneous stuff. Got rid of that, and then he finished this side, and it turned out real good. But yeah, so she's coming along, and I'm pretty excited about it. Here's a good shot of the tire, and again, that's going to be the ride height, and you'll see it's the back seat's going to still be able to fit in here. We already mocked up the seats earlier in the week, and you know, it's going to be a little bit of modification for that, but definitely going to work. And yeah, so I didn't make a video of making the frame rails, but I did take some pictures when I did it on that Sunday, and I'll put them in this video probably at the end. You can see how I did it. I made a little jig on the table, and I made a cardboard template, and I'll show you my steps and how I do it. But I've been doing it. This is like old school way. This is how I used to build cars way back in the 80s and 90s. This was the way to do it. This is how we did it. You know, back in the day, you know, we weren't really doing a lot of round tube, or at least I wasn't. But this is how I used to do it when I started building cars, and it's still a good way to do it. There's nothing wrong with it. But like I said, it's going to be all sheet melded and hidden, and you know, it's going to be stockish. So that's pretty much it for this video. That's the update. And again, stay tuned for next week. We'll do that the dyno with the nitrous on it, and I'm going to go through a little bit on how I test before I dyno with the nitrous, because it's real critical that you get the timing coming out of the engine when it's supposed to be. If you don't do that, the engine will be garbage, and we'll spray it with nitrous, and that thing will be junk if it doesn't pull the retard for the nitrous. I'll show you how I go about testing that to make sure it's safe right before we dyno it, and then and so that will be next week. So that's it for this video. Again, thanks everyone for following along with us, and again, the channel is growing, and we're loving it, and we're loving the responses. So thanks again, and we will see you on the next one.